Saturn V, the famous 1969 moon rocket, took 3 astronauts, Mike Collins, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, to the moon for the first time a human walked on the moon. And I wanted to replicate that in Space Engineers, so here we are. In pretty much exact 1:1 scale, the rocket is 110 meters tall, so 220 small blocks. Things right on the nose there. And while the crawler is creepy crawling out from underneath the launch platform, we can climb into the umbilical tower through an imaginative elevator. I wasn't able to build a working elevator in vanilla Space Engineers that would be this tall, so here we are on the 320-foot level, looking down on the world. It's a bit barren. It's not quite the Kennedy Space Center we've all grown to love, but it'll have to do. We'll enter the rocket through the white room. And as you can see, the spectator camera is a bit wonky since we're sitting at an angle, so I'm gonna switch to Fate. And without further ado, let's start the launch process. Sequences go. We have a couple of the arms retracting along with the white room. The rest of them are gonna be feeding propellant and cryogenics until the last minutes. Or rather, last seconds. I'm running 2 mods, I believe. One is a thruster smoke mod, and the other is slight color correction, shading differences. So nothing that would really affect the build, but more so the video. And we have liftoff. Saturn V, Apollo 11. You see all the arms retracted in time. The rocket is cleanly heading towards the moon. Of course, Saturn V was powered in the first S1C stage by 5 F1 engines. And combined they produced, I believe, 7.5 million pounds of thrust. Which is no joke, since the rocket itself weighed like 6 million and then some. As usual with my rocket builds, the Saturn V stages completely, as the original did. All the inner stages, fairings, LEMs and launch escape systems, command modules, service modules, everything the rocket takes cleanly apart. And you can fulfill the whole mission. I've brought the moon a bit closer because I don't have the time nor patience to fly all the way through space. I'm not a video maker, so pardon my horrible camera skills. I don't know how to lock this in place, so hope you can tolerate it. Running stable and on course. As we approach the 0.5 G mark, we'll prepare for the separation of the stage 1C and the interstage and get ready to launch. Or proceed with our stage 2. For that, I'm gonna take control of the remote, because the service module and the command module are 2 separate grids. I can't quite control it from the command module only. I'm not using any space skyboxes this time because I found out they kind of interfere with the metal sheen on some of the blocks. So this time I'm just going blank. But if you don't have these skins, you can absolutely just have any kind of skybox you want. That will separate the stage 1. The main stage falls off, and then little thrusters boost us up a bit. Get the fuel all stacked up in the bottom of the fuel tank again, and that ignites the second stage J2 engines, and off we go. Interstage and stage 1 separation is clean. And there goes the launch escape system. We don't need that anymore. Small disclaimer, I'm not that familiar with the Saturn V and the Apollo missions. I know roughly what went in each. So some inaccuracies in the rocket coloring especially is bound to be present. It's just driving around, wait until we reach 0G. We can imagine we have reached orbit by now, for the most part. So we can separate the stage 2 and the interstage adapter thingamabob, and go on with the S4B stage. And again, small separators helping clean separation and kickstart the main engine. And there goes this too. At this point in Apollo, I believe they would be shooting for the moon in translunar injection after having established orbit. So we can pretend we are now going headfirst in the moon. Obviously, we don't have space physics as accurate as real life in space engineers. We have this dumbass speed cap in vanilla. So it'll have to do. We're awfully close to the moon. I think I brought it a bit too close, but whatever. And now for my favorite step of the separations. The pedals of the LM and CSM adapter. We'll turn on the RCS system and go for the transposition. Connection. Houston's congratulating us, I hope. Or berating us for doing such a sketchy attachment.